Behind us we have the Tesla P100D, the creation from Elon Musk.
Now, Tesla started back in 2008 with the Roadster. In 2012 they began production of the Model S.
Since then we've got the Model X and we've also got the Model 3.
Now, not so long ago, if you wanted a practical electric car, you were going to be finding something that's relatively uninspiring to drive, something that's going to be relatively slow and not have a particularly long range.
However, this completely redefines the EV.
The Model S really is the pinnacle of technological advancement when it comes to the automobile. It's really redefined what the car is.
Michael's going to look at the styling, he's going to look at the functionality and the practicality of the vehicle.
Ben's going to take it on the road to see what it's like to drive. He's also going to explain to us some of the benefits of owning a Tesla.
And becoming part of the Tesla family.
We'll then bring you our verdict on whether or not this is the car for you. Stepping inside the Model S, you're met with a very unique experience. There's very nice stitched leathers everywhere, wood inlays. The overall quality in here is on par with high-end Mercedes and Audis. Of course, the predominant feature in this car is this 17-inch touchscreen. This is where you can control all of the car's settings. You have all of your media, your reversing cameras, sat-nav, internet. It does just about everything your tablet or computer would do. Along the bottom there is your climate control, your heated front and rear windscreen. There's also your volume controls. So all of your basic adjustments in the car are always available along the bottom there. That's really nice because when you've got the sat-nav open, you don't have to close that, open it again. It just makes it a lot easier to drive whilst controlling this system. The nice thing is about this car is it's forever learning. Tesla are able to roll out updates to this system wirelessly, so when customers suggest feedback, what things they would like to be different on the cars, if there's a high demand for it, it can be rolled out to every car that they make. The Model S has very impressive performance figures. It's also very stylish and very minimalist in here, but it's still very practical. Now, there is no door bins, but you have got a very, very nicely finished door, and it's very stylish. Both the driver and passenger have plenty of leg room, they have plenty of headroom as well. There's also full electric adjustment in these seats with electric lumbar support. There's also an electrically adjustable steering column for height and reach adjustment as well. The central storage area makes up for the fact that there's no door bins. There's a large central storage area down here with adjustable cup holders. There's also a large storage area here, perfect for something like your phone, with USBs and a 12-volt charger. There's also two cup holders up here, and also this armrest that pulls forward and backwards. There's also a relatively large glove box, which is controlled by this button. It would be perfect for storing a bottle of water or a small tablet. Every element in this car is finished off very, very well. The chrome surrounds around the touchscreen, the chrome on the doors, along here, around the cup holders, and even in this central storage area. It just makes the car feel so well finished off. Stepping into the back, there's plenty of space. I've got plenty of knee room, and this seat is set up in my driving position. I'm around 6 foot. There's also plenty of headroom. The overall fit and finish back here is very, very good. There's lots of leathers and chrome effect styling along the doors. There's also air conditioning and USB ports back here too. As you would expect, there's airbags all the way around the vehicle. There's ISOFIX points on both these outer seats. And carrying 3 people back here shouldn't be a problem on short journeys, but for 2 people, it's more than enough.
When you come round to the rear of the Tesla, as you would expect, decent boot and also simplicity in mind. Double click, power tailgate. And that boot is just under 750 litre capacity, which is pretty immense really. And you've also got storage under here where you can put things like charge cables and any other bits and bats for your car. And then you can fold up this parcel shelf, and then you've got 3 tether points and split folding rear seats. And not just that, you think it's 5-seater, it's actually 7-seater. You can have 2 seats that face outwards. They're for children, admittedly, but it still makes it into a 7-seater car, and it's an executive saloon. Now isn't that something? And when you're wanting to close the boot, you can either double click here or you can press this simple button. Now practicality is key with this car, as you probably see. Literally, you also have storage here. Click that, pull that up, and then you can put in a day bag or some car bits. Perfect, more storage.
Tesla have gone for a very minimalist look on the front of this car. You've got daytime running lights, you've got fog lights and parking sensors at the front here. You've got no front grille on this car, but that's because you've not got an internal combustion engine, so it doesn't need the cooling. At the front of the car, you have alloy wheels. You've also got cameras and sensors within here. You've got power folding mirrors. You've got these pop-out door handles finished in chrome. The chrome then continues along the side of the car all the way to the rear. There's also the panoramic sunroof and also cameras within the pillar here. The perfect body lines, the chrome, it all makes the car feel very, very premium. Coming around to the rear, you've got your charge port hidden within this rear lens. That opens electrically. It's very minimal back here, but it is very stylish. Of course, back here you've got your rear view camera hidden under there. You've also got parking sensors, as well as a power tailgate. Down here you've got this glossy black trim. Now, of course, something to mention, there isn't actually an exhaust on this car because it's electric.
You hear that? Exactly. It's really strange to be driving a car, completely electric car, where you can hear no engine. But at the same time, it's quite relaxing too. And when you get the hang of the power and the way the car drives, it's a very good experience. It's just one of those things, we've always been brought up with combustion engines. But for example, I'm now doing 30, I'm now doing 50. The acceleration is like lightning. And the thing about this car is you get no range anxiety, because one of these is claimed to be doing 393, and realistically we've had anything from 300 up to about 350, and that's quite something for an electric car. The thing about the range is you can extend the range on this car by using the regenerative braking system, and that means every time it brakes, it puts a little bit of charge back into the car. One of the best points about this car is it really is instant power delivery. It's like lightning, literally. But it's to the point that you could still drive it quite happily, 30, 40 miles an hour. But if you're driving along the road and someone's overtaken towards you, you need to shift very quickly, then all you do is you just literally put your foot down and you're at 60. Like that. The P100D has a motor in the front and a motor in the rear. Now, one great thing about that is the fact is you have lots of luggage space at the back. You even have like a trunk at the front as well, because obviously that's where your engine would be. And the batteries for this car run all the way along the floor. Steering wise, this car is phenomenal. Four-wheel drive with a very low centre of gravity, and that way you have perfect traction and stability everywhere you drive. Driving this car, you have everything at the touch of a button, and if that's too much for you, you also have voice activated controls everything. So that's the autopilot, self-driving, you name it, setting navigation. And the thing about this 17-inch screen is it's perfect to showing you everything. You can see everything about your engine. You can see it, well, motor, sorry, see, combustion engine again in my mind. But you can see everything. You can see your media controls, you can see your satellite navigation. You also have a mini map here, and you can see your little battery charge system here. It tells you the range of miles you've got, the ambient temperature, and there's a graph to the right hand side that shows you how you're accelerating, in a word, and it shows you the economy level. Going back to the stability of this car, it comes with air suspension, which means that you can raise or lower the car. So if you're coming across, say, speed bumps or a bumpy track, you can raise the suspension. There's also different modes as well. You have a comfort mode, sport mode, chill mode, ludicrous mode, and all these modes set the motors and the ride to a specific dynamic. The Tesla EV really stands out because it's a premium executive car. Now, this is the kind of thing you see in the Porsches, the Audis, the Volvos, you name it. To have it in a full EV is something that has never been done before. I mean, it is certainly the way that people are going now, but it shows that you can have an executive saloon with an amazing range, functionality that rivals the best cars on the market, and speed and performance that is out of this world. I mean, 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds is phenomenal. The power for the car is delivered using 2 independent motors. This gives you the powered electric all-wheel drive, and this adjusts the amount of torque that goes to each wheel, and this allows for these absolutely staggering performance figures, and it keeps the car under control at all times. It's absolutely staggering that you can literally floor this and feel completely under control. Unlike other vehicles with this kind of power, you'd experience possibly torque steer. Now with this, there's none of that. It's completely controllable. Now another great option on this car is the bio defense mode. Now this is a really clever function. It uses a medical grade HEPA filter, and then it recirculates the air inside the car. Therefore, if there's any type of toxin, whatever, or even if you just suffer from, say, hay fever, then having this constantly running really does make a difference. Your breathing you have to experience it, you really do. It's the air just feels clean. I mean, what else can I say about this car? It's the pinnacle of electric vehicles. The advancement is absolutely staggering. I mean, a car that learns, a car that can be updated through the airwaves, it gets economy better than a city car. It's one of the most luxurious vehicles we've ever driven. It is literally the fastest car we've ever driven, and you get a range of anything from 300 to just under 400 miles per charge, which will cost you £6 a night. I mean, what can you say?
So what's our verdict on the Tesla Model S?
Well, just by looking at it, you can tell it's a fantastic looking car. The looks are staggering. For an EV, it really defines the electric vehicle category. It's a superb vehicle. Range-wise, you'll get no range anxiety. It's got instant power, and it's so good to drive.
Well, it's got about 350 mile range?
Yep, exactly.
And the forever growing infrastructure of Tesla superchargers means that unless you're driving, to the south of Europe, you're not really going to have a problem.
And also remember, whenever you put a destination in, it will actually work out when you're going to need a charge, and it will route you to that destination.
Well, that's right. Like the technology on this car is outstanding. The autonomous driving, the infotainment system in this car, it's a 17-inch screen.
Yes. With
the sat-nav and you can have Spotify on the bottom. It's so usable, and it's great as a passenger.
Yeah, and the autopilot mode, it's unbelievable.
The interior in this car is second to none. There's lots of leather, there's lots of wood inlays, and it's really up there with the likes of high-end Mercedes and Audis.
And it's extremely safe. One of the safest cars ever built. And when you combine all that, the performance, the luxury, and the fact it's an EV, it really does redefine the electric vehicle.
Now, it is worth considering the model we've got here is about £135,000, but they do start from, 68?
Yeah, it's somewhere around there, and that's for the 75 kilowatt engine, isn't it? Because this is the 100 kilowatt engine.
Yeah, so it's although this model is very expensive, it
It's
can
worth
be
the money.
affordable. And also, it's not like your running costs are particularly high.
No.
A full charge at your house will cost around £6, so that's not too bad, not considering how much it costs to fill up a Range Rover.
Plus you get 1,000 miles free every Tesla owner every year.
So it really, really is a very good car, because of course you've got no road tax, you've got very low running costs,
Yeah.
and you've got supercar performance.
You have literally 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds.
You can't really beat it.
No, you can't. It redefines the car. For more impartial car reviews, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.